Hey, everybody! We are live on the inaugural MGM Design Digital Media Strategies interview session. And as you can see by all the graphics and in the beautiful Brianna Maisie McNeely sitting right next to me, we are kicking off with one of my best friends and one of my best clients, Brianna McNeely from G&T Alarm. Say hello, Brianna.
Hello.
So the reason that I wanted to start doing these interviews, and I'm going to turn a couple of these banners off so we can focus on each other just like that, is to talk about how digital strategies have helped your business and how using websites, using landing pages, using social media has, especially over the last year with COVID and everything else like that, but even going back further, being on the cutting edge of that, how that's helped grow your business and how that factors into your overall marketing plan. And maybe before we get into those most important things, if you wouldn't mind sharing with us who you are, what businesses you own and run. And I said businesses, there are multiple, which is amazing. And start with that, please.
Okay, well, I am Brianna McNeely, and I own G&T Alarm Company. It's a 100% local alarm company here in Yuma. My father started the business back in 1969, and it has grown to be much bigger than they probably ever could imagine. So we have our own monitoring center here local as well, which is kind of a unique thing. Most people don't use local companies for that. And as well as Telephone Central, which is a call center. And the call center is great, answering service, but we're trying to kind of get away from that old school idea of answering service and more like a virtual, receptionist or almost like a digital assistant that's a real human, and how we can help you. So all those things kind of work together, and it keeps me busy.
So literally with Telephone Central here in Yuma, you have an office space with a bunch of computers and a bunch of people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on Christmas, where for those that hire you, whether it's an answering service or a virtual receptionist situation, that call is routed to a local call center right here in Yuma. Is that accurate?
Yes, we try to keep people employed. Love to have local people that can give you actually directions to where you want to go because they live here in the community. So it's kind of nice to, when you call and you're trying to get to a doctor's office or trying to get to someone's office, they can actually say, oh, where are you coming from? Oh yeah, go this way, go that way. They're local. So it's really nice. They can go above and beyond in the help aspect.
And if I understand correctly, that also ties into your other business, G&T Alarm, because obviously if I've got an alarm system on my business, which I do, or my home, which I do, and the alarm goes off, right? A phone call needs to be placed to, a series of events happens where I get a phone call. Hey, your alarm's going off. Is everything okay? Did you trigger it? Was it the cat? Whatever. Mm-hmm. And then if I don't answer or if I don't know the code or whatever, then your team at Telephone Central calls the police next. And so that same 24/7 monitoring service is used for the alarm side as well.
Yep, exactly. And again, that's another nice thing about being local is when your alarm is going off and you're out of town, my dispatchers are in town. So if there's a really big storm and your alarm is going off because something's blowing or a gate's shaking, we can actually help, by saying, well, we are experiencing a storm. Do you want us to verify before we waste our local resources, like the police officers, when a gate blows open or a door is shaking in a storm? Because we know, because we're here.
So, how long have you been in business? How long has G&T Alarm been in business?
51 years, 52 years.
Old, Bree.
I know. It's like I have a great third generation.
Third generation.
Mm-hmm. Third generation family business. My grandpa started it, then my dad, and then now me.
now you.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the significance and I mean, how would you kind of think about the importance of having a website, a professional website that represents your business?
Actually, it was one of the first things that I started working on when I moved back here to like start running the business, was realizing we didn't have a web presence. We didn't have anything but being in the phone book. Like, we were very, very bare bones advertising. And in a modern world where everything is digital, that it's great to be on every platform. One platform isn't enough. You have to be accessed by everybody. Some people like to look at the phone book. Some people base everything off of the internet. And some people like watch TV, want to see a commercial. So first thing I did, the first upgrade I did was a website. And it's definitely grown, and I'm doing a lot more. And I can't imagine not having a website. And I use that actually when I shop for businesses. I don't rely on any company that only has a Facebook page. I log in, I see them from Facebook, and then I see they have a web page. And I always instantly go to that. Always. I go to their web page and look, because I feel like it's a sign of, they're obviously investing in their business, and they're being on all the platforms. So they're probably going to be more reliable, more options. Same thing when I go out of town and I go eat and I'm looking up a restaurant. Sometimes I use things like Yelp, but I don't rely on that, because if the restaurant doesn't have a website with a menu or something on it, I probably won't pick it. I'm like, a review isn't good enough. I like reviews, but I need to see a web page too, and see like what they're doing and how they're marketing themselves.
So I love what you're saying, because it falls right into the kind of the one of the secret strategies that I employ when I work with my clients in order to help them become more successful, which is, and you're doing this right now. So level one, part of my job is to get inside your head. You're on that side of me. So get inside your head. And for me to really understand your business, so that when I go to build a website that represents you, I understand you, and this website looks like you, not me. And the level two of that same thing is what you just described, which is me getting inside your head, and then both of us getting inside your customer's head. Okay. And we need to not build the website really for you. We need to build the website for your clients and your customers. And when you're talking about doing that, and you go and you research those other businesses and those other websites, what you're doing is you're acting as if you were one of those customers or clients, and then bringing that experience back to your business, so that your website is connecting with the client, not yourself or me. So I really like the way that you described that. The other kind of follow-up point that I would make based on what you just said is so when you do that research and you go and you do get to their website, the difference between that website being like, it kind of looks like, someone's kid built it for free, or wow, that is a website designed by a professional. And, one of the phrases I use all the time is, my job is to make you look as good or better than you are online. So when someone goes to your website, they're going to be like, whoa, this company is the real deal. So as good and as professional as you are, or maybe even a little bit better, I can make you look that online. And the impact that has to that potential customer, client, or sale that never has met you, especially in COVID. You may never get the chance to meet them if that first impression, the website, is like, Does that make sense to you?
It does.
You value as a business owner?
Yeah, well, exactly. And, going back to a website can make you look great and even better. There are places with the best food in the world, and they may not have the best pictures, but you go to their website and you're like, ooh, I want to go there. And maybe you're like, oh, okay, well, and then the food is amazing. You're like, oh, yeah, that totally brought to light something that maybe I wouldn't have tried if I would have just gone off of a Google Earth picture, you know? So I think the more professional, the more modern it looks, the more important, you know, that's really important. Even something that I could do better, and it's on my list for 2021, is to like always keep my services updated. And it's so hard to do that because we're always so busy. Everyone, you know, people have kids, where people are homeschooling, COVID, working from here, everything's a distraction. But I mean, what's on my website is always changing. Like what needs to be on the website is always changing. So it's up to, you know, the client to make sure we're keeping updated stuff so that you guys can do your job, because you can't do your job without content. And
well, that is the perfect segue back to me, because I am in the very final stages of rolling out a new component to my business in the services that I offer you and all of my clients, which is, you know, I've kind of I've fallen into this model where I build you an amazing website and I charge you $45 a month for hosting. And then the next day I build an amazing website for another business, and then another business, and then another business. And that's my cycle. Okay. I build an amazing website, move on to the next one, build an amazing website, and so on. The problem with that is I haven't created a strategic partnership with you and with my clients that I care so much about, so that I can be your accountability partner, advisor, business partner in the digital realm. Now, there's obviously an expense to that, and I thank you and commend you for being an early adopter to this new program. Basically, I told you how much it's going to cost, and I haven't figured out what exactly I'm going to give you yet, but it's going to be way more than what it costs. And ideally, the value that you get out of it is going to be far more than anything you pay me. So if you pay me $500 a month, I hope you get $5,000 a month in business out of it.
Exactly.
Next, right? So, getting back to this idea of, and especially with COVID, and especially with just the reality of the digital world that we live in today, that I am rolling out these new packages that say, okay, building a website, step one. All right. Now we go in and get into the real good stuff, which is this ongoing partnership where we're meeting on a monthly or weekly basis. And we're going to say, what's working? What can we do for your business? What social media posts can we do on your behalf? What do you want to promote? And so on. And I know when I suggested that and offered that to you early on, when I'm like, I don't know, I'm thinking about doing this. You're like, I want it. Right? Because
I need help. I need guidance. And I'm a professional in my industry and you're a professional in yours. And that's how it's the perfect blend.
Exactly. Okay. So that was a little shameless plug. Let me do another shameless plug. This is just a nice segue moment. Anybody that's watching this, if you would like to be, hopefully you're my client, or want to become my client. If you would like to be part of this interview process in a future interview, I want to do one per week and continue to highlight my clients and successful businesses. It's a great way to promote your business. Obviously, we're talking a lot about Brianna's G&T Alarm as well as Telephone Central. But it's also a great way to share your successes, share areas that you feel like you could use some help. That helps me. And plus, it's a great way to connect and to promote. So if you're interested in that, put a comment in or, go to MGM Design, just give us a call or whatever. Or if you don't care about the interview thing, if you think you would like to move forward with one of these like partnerships where I am working with you on a monthly or weekly basis or daily basis for that matter, to really continue to optimize your digital strategy so that you get more clients, get more sales, get more leads, have more profit, and are more successful in business, let me know, because that's my focus for 2021. And I don't have it all figured out, but my mantra, Screw it, just do it. Let's move this forward and make it happen. Because if we wait till everything's perfect, another year will be fine, and it'll never happen. Exactly. All right. So with that, what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about social media, because, and I know when we were doing our pre-conversation, you're like, I don't know, I'm no good at it. None of us are. All right. We can always be doing more. But one thing that I've observed is you have done a great job. I'm like, my family's private and I only do my social media is only business stuff. You are excellent. And I think it's not just social media, it's in real life as well, of your family posts feel like business posts. They promote your business at the same time, and vice versa. I remember when your boys were really little and you'd show up on job sites with your hard hat and you'd have like 3 kids attached to you. And then you're like, do this, do that, do this, do that. Girl boss, right? And it's like your family is your business is your family, and of course you're third generation, so that only makes sense.
Yeah.
What's your thought? I mean, that's my perspective, is that you're very successful at that. How do you do it? What's your thought on it? What's your overview on social media, personal, business, and combining the two?
Well, the one thing about social media is, and I mean, I'm not sure if this is the right thing to say, but is there really a wrong thing to say? Nope. Which is, the nicest thing about social media is you can control your image 100%. Now, I am super family oriented. I do everything. I take my family with me everywhere. This last year with COVID has been the least interactive with my family and business, because I didn't want to take my kids traveling with me on jobs and stuff as much, or out of town on trainings, because there's nothing for them to do. They don't have a park. There's no point. So it was better for them to stay home. So this has been a little bit of a change, but the reality is I take my family with me when I go to trainings, when I do things that are fun. I try to find ways for them to see that I'm being productive, so I can be a good role model to my children about, you can work and you can play. And you can learn, and the opportunities are endless. And little things that I learned over time, it sounds so silly, but it took me for a while to, like, all the hashtags used to drive me crazy, but now they're the most efficient searching method. Like, if you post a picture with your family and you're somewhere that you just did a job, hashtag GNT security. And someone's going to see that when they're looking at security, or when I'm putting in an alarm.com system and I hashtag alarm.com, alarm.com is seeing that, and they're sharing it on their feed too. And it's growing and expanding, and it changes the perspective of, sometimes things in our industries can be boring, and that's a work thing, just work, but we can make it fun by realizing the people behind it are not boring. The people making the things happen are doing it out of love and creative inspiration and all the different reasons that go with social media. Don't have a Twitter account. I've always wanted to get one. It just seemed like another account for me to manage.
We will do it together.
Yes, I know. And that's one of the things, was one of my goals, is having somebody manage social media for me. Because as much as I try to get out a post a month of either sharing a blog of something that I find interesting, I try to do like you said, family and business. My business and my employees are my family. We do our group Christmas photo, and it's everyone. It's everyone in our staff and all their kids and anyone that wants to come that's part of the family. And we Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Drive safe on 4th of July. Be safe here. Like, hey, it's fireworks. Please lock your gates. So your dogs don't get out. All the little things that we can do to contribute as a family to be better, and how I can help in my services. But the goal is, like, that's all I've done is a few pictures here and there. I need more.
You do that so successfully, and it's something that I notice and I'm aware of, and I'm proud of you for doing. Your staff is your family, and vice versa, and your team. I should say, team, and it's commendable the way that you're able to do that. And that you just said something else that leads me into, I'm like, there's so many things I want to ask you about, but you talked about goal setting, and I know that's something that's important to you and something that's amazing. And you've accomplished something over the last 2 years that I've said and I've talked to. Maybe I whisper it a little bit because I'm afraid to actually commit to it. And you've done it, what you've done in the last 2 years, I've been unable to do in 20. And that is, you set a goal to expand out of Yuma and get clients in San Diego, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Tucson, and big clients. And that's probably something that every business owner in Yuma has, if they haven't said it out loud, they've said it in their minds. Well, that's great. In Yuma, I can do business in San Diego and Phoenix, and who doesn't want to be working with clients in the summertime in San Diego, right? And you've done it. What was the process like to decide to do that and then actually go out and get those clients? How did you pull that off?
Okay, well, honestly, the secret is doing the best you can locally and creating a great community and being part of the community. And if you get a really big client in any industry locally and you take really good care of them, they're never going to see that anywhere else. And they're going to ask if you can go beyond and do this branch or that branch. Can you do our Phoenix branch? Will you consider consulting, helping my team, even if I can't do it myself? Will you help me with my design for my Texas branch? I can't install it, but I sure can be a consultant and help them design something similar to what I provided, so that they can see it all merge together. And then in the end, I end up, they want me to take care of it. So it is really great. It's all about doing the best you can here and building relationships where you live in your community. That's the first step. And then on top of it, every opportunity that you go out for any reason, whether you go to the grocery store or you go to the restaurant or you have lunch with a friend, or you're at the coffee shop, is an opportunity to make a new friend or a new client or a new networking opportunity. I know there's a lot of people out there that say, carry 12 business cards a day, make sure you get rid of those throughout the day. I mean, that is the best idea you can ever have. If you can't do 12, do 3. 3 new people you communicate with per day and give them a business card.
You're so good at that. I'm always afraid because I'm like, I want people to like me as a person, and I don't want them to feel like I'm selling. But the reality is you do it all the time and people thank you for it. You excel at that. Let me ask you something else that I think is, I don't want to preface it because I want you to answer from your heart. Have you ever taken on a job bigger where you're like, oh my God, if I get this contract, I don't know how I know I will pull it off. I don't know how I'm going to pull it off. Have you ever said, I'm all in, and if I get the job, I'll figure it out afterwards? Not that you don't figure it out, but and how does that fit into growth and expansion?
Well, the reality is the only way you're going to learn and grow is by doing. You can do 1 million trainings, this and that, but if you don't take on risk, there's no reward. So bidding jobs, I get it. Like if you only have one person working for you, you can't take on 400 new clients that you need tomorrow to be done. It's impossible. But what you can do is take on something that's a little bit harder, something you've never done before. Because my answer is always the same. When someone asks me to do something, I say, absolutely. And if I can't, I'll find you someone who can. That's always my answer. So using your network, if something is far out of my league, I can refer them to someone else who's in my same industry that may be more equipped to handle it. And guess who's going to be working on that job with them? Me. And the next time they're too busy to take on something a little smaller than they're used to, guess who they're going to refer? They're going to refer me. So it kind of works, and that's the best way to do it. It's just someone says, can you learn the software? My answer is yes. And then I get on the internet. It's this wonderful thing. We all carry computers everywhere we go. There's no excuse to not have an answer because you can always take a moment and say, if I don't know, I'll find out. Simple as that.
Well, you didn't say my mantra, but what I heard there was screw it, just do it. And
screw it, just do it.
If you agonize over every last little detail, you'll never get there.
Exactly.
I want to talk about a little bit of a different subject because we're at 25 minutes and I promised I wouldn't take too much of your day. But there's 3 more things I want to talk about, and one's businessy and the other 2 are fun. We built you a 3rd website, and it was what I call a landing page. It's also called a funnel page. But we had a very different strategy. It's called 928alarm.com. There it is, alarm.com. Only we did 928 since that has a significance to our area. It has a great ring to it, 928alarm.com. You know, it's everyone can remember that. Easy to say, easy to spell, easy to type, easy to remember. Great domain. But what we did with that was you got, I think, co-op dollars to do a television campaign. And okay, side note, in the marketing world, the website, so my phrase is the website should be the cornerstone of all your marketing campaigns. And what that means is everything you do to promote your business
works back to the website.
Go to my web. For more information, visit www.com, and you see it on every football ad, on the NFL, on the Super Bowl. You see it everywhere. For more information, go to www.yourawesome.com. So we built this landing page, very affordable. And what that did was allow you to track every lead that came from that specific marketing campaign.
Exactly.
And that way we could attribute it to the co-op dollars with alarm.com. But I wanted to put that out there because you were, again, an early adopter of that concept. I've got a new system that I'm just rolling out called mgmfunnels.com. And there, I got a bunch of information about that there. But I don't know. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on there, and if you know, and maybe in your own words, just to describe what a landing page is and what a funnel page is.
Okay, well, I'll start with saying you're 100% right when you say the website is the foundation of everything, especially in this new world. It didn't used to be, but it is now. If you don't have a website, then you know you can't have an advertisement that says go to my Facebook page like that. You can't have a commercial that says that. That's not the right way to go about it. But I just made a major change on my stickers, my window stickers and decals. I asked the company that did it to change my phone number to my website. I said, I don't need it to say my phone number on my sticker. I needed to say my website because my website has so much more information than just a phone number. My number's there too, so they can pull it from that. And everyone, mostly, like 99% of people have a cell phone, so they can quickly hop on my website. They don't need to call me. They can just look and then call me from there, send me an email or whatever it is. So that's one thing that I've made a major change. All my stickers just came in last week. And I was like, do you guys notice a change? And my guys were like, yeah, it has our website on it. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't say our phone number anymore. I said, that allows me to market outside of my local area better too. Because they're not going to, because it's not an 800 number, they're going to see a website. It makes me more global. But getting back to 928alarm.com, it was the best idea because the commercials and my website all refer me to that. So if somebody's shopping and they go to that page, it gives them all the information they need to reach out to me. And it helps me track my customers and where my leads come from, because some of my leads come from word of mouth. Some come from my website. Some come from people seeing yard signs or stickers. Some come from, all the different options. But now I can actually see who's watching TV at what time, and they saw a commercial and they called me, and it's showing me that my marketing is working. That's the thing, is that my investment in my business and my team is working. We're doing a great job, and it's bringing it all back. And the company I work with, they have seen an improvement. I'm considered a small guy compared to nationwide and these big giant national companies. But in a percentage wise, small guy versus big guy, my percentage is higher than theirs of customers I retain. So, I may not have the biggest market to pick from, but I'm doing a great job in my market for where I'm at.
Let me give you my quick overview, just in case someone's like, landing page, funnel, I don't know what we're talking about. And so on the funnel side, if you imagine an actual funnel, you've got all these people out there that's like, hey, you should go, hire me to do your alarm systems and all of that. And they all get like poured into this funnel. And then we narrow it down with information to hopefully when they come out the bottom, it becomes a lead or a prospect. Mm-hmm. And from there, they get converted into a customer or a client.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the idea of the funnel. And so on one side of most businesses is someone like you, someone like me, who it's like, you need a website, you need an alarm system, great, go to our website. And then, so there's like the offer that's out there to work with us. And then the far other side, it's like, man, there's something right now that I wish I could tell everybody about. Like there's this new product, there's a new security issue, there, whatever it is in all of our businesses. And the landing page or the funnel can bridge that gap in the middle. So that if you go and do a presentation and you're like, hey, if you want more information, 928alarm.com. They go there, they learn about you, and then they sign up. That sign up process goes into a user database. That user database is tied into a communications platform, so you can email and text message them. So what we've done is use the technology, the landing page, to bridge that gap of, hey, I want you as a client to, hey, now I'm able to communicate to you. And so that's the purpose of that landing page, is to bridge that gap between your offer and your irresistible offer, and then your message to support that.
Exactly.
So, okay, enough of that. Last two questions are more like fun ones.
Okay.
You are a very, very successful female-owned business. What advice would you give to, it doesn't have to be to other female business owners or other females, to anybody that is thinking about starting a business or wants to grow their business? You have done phenomenal in this town. And then, like I said, expanded into our neighboring large city communities. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to anyone that wants to become more successful, to grow their business, or maybe to just start a business? And you can't say, screw it, just do it, because that's mine.
Yep, I'll let you keep that one. I think the number one thing you have to think about is there's no risk, there's no reward without risk. So go ahead and take that leap of faith. Do the things you want to do. If you're thinking about starting a business, you'll never be successful if you don't try. Simple as that. The other thing, my actual motto is, the answer is always no if you don't ask. So number one thing, like if you're thinking about doing something but you're thinking about it internally and you don't ever just ask, hey, Matt, do you think you could help me with my website? But I'm thinking it, I don't say it. How do you know that I'm even thinking about it if I don't ask? So now I've just put the seed out to the universe, or I need help with this, ask. The answer is definitely no if you don't ask. So that's kind of a reality there. And then taking care of your employees like their family.
Awesome.
The other thing, retaining great people. It's a hard industry in all industries to have great people, but when you find a great person, take care of them. They're your family. They're going to protect your family and you're going to protect theirs. And that's you do that, your foundation of your business will be successful no matter what.
Love that. That is fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. That's the key. Mm-hmm. Last question is something I ask everybody. As you know, I'm kind of a junkie when it comes to self-help books, self-improvement books, leadership books. Think and Grow Rich is the Bible right there behind me. This one my dad gave me in high school. So this one's been around for a long time. That's the old school cover. Here's the new one. Like if you get Think and Grow Rich off of Amazon, this is what it looks like now, all modern and sleek. And if you haven't read this, I know you do, but everyone watching this,
they should,
right? What books? And I know you read a lot, and you read a lot of different type of fun. It could be something fun, or it could be something like my world here with this stuff. What book have you read recently that had an impact and that you might recommend, and what was that impact? Or what you read that was just fun that you're like, oh man, this is a great fun. If you just need to escape and
Well, things have been pretty busy. So I have 5 books started and none of them are finished. So I'm and sometimes I'm in a different mood. one of those, gosh, there's so many. You know, I always go, every year I read the same book 2 times a year, and it's the same book I've been reading since college.
Really?
And it just reminds me how we can shape, like when you look at the future. And yeah, it's not a self-help book. It's A Brave New World. It's a book that was written far beyond its time. And even though it's kind of a screwed up idea, and also it ends up being positive, it always gets me thinking every time that the author of this book wrote this far beyond his time, that he had the imagination to see what things were going to be like. So I read that book 2 times a year.
What makes you go back and reread it all the time? Like, what is it that's impactful?
I like I said, it's always reminding myself that it was written in the 30s, and it's about something beyond what we're even in now. And it's getting accurate. It's getting kind of crazy that 30s to now, which reminds you that when you have a vision, it's okay to just put it down on paper and say it. Yeah, he might have wrote a story, but he wrote a story that was far beyond its time and technology. And also seeing the future. If you don't like what you see, you can't fix it if you don't evaluate it and see, like, think about the ideas. You can't prevent problems without reading history, so you don't repeat history, right? That's kind of the goal. So I don't know. I read that one every year, 2 times a year. And
awesome.
I have little books, like one question a day. Hold on. Don't even leave. Right there.
All right. So Brave New World is something that we all need to put into our Amazon list. And
things like one list a day or one question a day. And these are great because they make you really evaluate something that's related to just random things. If I open this up, it says, if I lost the ability to smell, I'd miss smelling what? And it wants you to answer multiple things. And they want you to revisit this in 3 years to see what changes. Advice I should have listened to. This is a 3-year goal. So you write it for this year, you write it for next year, and then you go back and you look in the past and you're like, wow. Like interesting things like that always make you open your mind up to new ideas. And so I read these kinds of books, and I make my lists, and I do my unwind every day, and it tells you to do something different every day to relax. And that's how you're going to find what works, by kind of stepping out of your boundaries. So yeah, that's it.
My daughter yesterday made homemade like streusel coffee cake. And so if I lost the ability to smell, when I came home and I opened the door into the kitchen, I was like, oh, that smell was amazing. So I would miss that smell.
I think that I would miss rain.
That's a great one. Oh, the
rain and coffee.
And coffee.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. We've gone off the rails here. Thank you so much, Bree. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate you as a business partner, and I appreciate you as a client.
Can I say one thing?
Absolutely.
Congratulations to all who won Yuma's Best or were nominated. It's a privilege to be on the list at all, and it's even more of a privilege if you make it to the top of the list. So.
And congratulations to you and the G&T Alarm family for being Yuma's Best once again.
Yay.
So well done, well deserved. That's one where the right person got the right award. That's for sure.
Thank you,
cool.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And everybody that's been watching it, thank you for being part of this today. We're going to be doing a bunch more of these so that we can share business owner success strategies within the digital world and hear from other business owners that have been successful and the secret to their successes. So thanks. If you're interested, leave a comment or get a hold of me. Or if you need help with your digital strategy, leave a comment and please get a hold of me. And if you need an alarm system, monitoring, or a virtual assistant, or an answering service, G&T Alarm, Telephone Central, Brianna, she's on this side, Brianna McNeely, she's the right person for the job, 100% local, 100% awesome. All right, have a wonderful day, and we'll see everybody next time. Bye-bye.